welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Congrats on everything with The Bear.
Thank you.
Let's talk about things before The Bear. You got your start on a sketch comedy show called Loiter Squad.
Yep.
This was on adults. Yeah, one person loved.
Exactly.
They love.
That was a demographic. It was like for 10 people, but those 10 people loved it.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's good. It was on Adult Swim, and explain to me what was this show about and who was involved with it.
Yeah, so it was a sketch comedy show that me, my friend Tyler the Creator, Taco and Jasper, we made this sketch comedy show that was like a hybrid of Jackass and like Chappelle Show, and we did it with Jeff Tremaine. And we did 3 seasons of it, and it was the best because it's just making shows and doing really stupid skits with your friends. And the show comes out, and your mom watches it and says, "Go get a real job."
Okay, yeah. And when you do that and you're just having fun, do you realize that you're successful, or do you go like, "Hey, we're making money now," or do you go?
I mean, honestly, I remember when we did the pilot, we got our first check, and it was like a couple $1,000s, and I was like, we're the richest people on the planet.
Yeah.
So we did naturally what anyone would do. We bought season passes to Six Flags and went to Denny's like every day.
You went to Denny's?
Yeah. We just get nachos, whatever. We get whatever on the menu, go to Six Flags like 3 times a week. It was the greatest.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it was sick.
I love theme parks. All right, next time you come on, let's do a theme park thing.
I love
you were nominated for your first Emmy last year for The Bear. Come on. Yeah. Playing Marcus Brooks. You're so good in this. Where did you find out that you were nominated? Do you remember where you were?
Yeah, I mean, I could never forget it because I was on a plane when I found out, and I was asleep. So what happened was the day before it came out, I knew I had a flight, and my publicist and manager was like, make sure you buy Wi-Fi. The nominations are going to come out while you're on the plane. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to buy Wi-Fi because I don't want to spend $9 on it. And they was like, buy the Wi-Fi. And I just gave in and said, yeah, okay, I'll buy the Wi-Fi, knowing I wasn't going to buy it. And it was an early flight, and I fell asleep as soon as I sat down, and I didn't put my phone on airplane mode. And like a couple hours into the flight, my phone starts vibrating, and I get a text from someone I hadn't talked to in so long, and it was just like, hot damn. And I was like, what? What is going on?
Yeah, who's texting me hot damn right now? You know what I mean? Yeah.
And so then a couple more texts come in. I'm like, oh, okay, I think I know what's going on. And when I start to come to, there was a woman who sat a couple seats in front of me. She didn't tell me before, but when I woke up, she was like, I actually work for FX. And I was watching the nominations roll in, and I was texting everyone, and I was saying, hey, he's on this flight with me. And they said, okay, how's he responding? And she said, I don't know, he's asleep.
Yeah.
So she was like, I was just waiting for you to wake up. And it was a very surreal kind of thing, because then the flight attendant came over and was just like, oh, what's going on? I was like, oh, I got nominated for the show. He's like, oh, congrats. And then he like gave me like a glass of champagne. And then I went to go to the bathroom. I got this kind of like sitting like ovation. People were like clapping me to the bathroom.
Clapping on the airplane?
Yeah, it was wild.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to tell you, it's not a dream. You really were nominated. Congratulations. This is all real, buddy. Yeah. This is all real.
That would suck if right now I woke up and I was just on the plane still.
Yeah, exactly. This is like the craziest dream you ever had.
Yeah.
You play a pastry chef on the show. I'm just assuming anytime you go to some fancy restaurant, there's a pastry chef who's like, let's talk. I mean, do you know how to do it? Do you know how to cook?
Very basic, and I'll tell you now, it's the most disappointing thing, watching the light leave their eyes when I say, I don't really do it. And
You're like, I'm acting. Do your friends and family treat you like a food expert now?
Yeah, and they're also disappointed because
You're like, I love Denny's, I love Grand Slams, I love nachos, come on.
Yeah, I don't know why they thought it would just be this ginormous change, Before, they didn't trust what I would order on the menu, and now they're like looking at me saying, okay, you gonna get that? I'm gonna get that too. And they're like, this is nasty. And they're like, why would you get this? I'm like, I don't know, I like it.
Yeah, this is me. I just want to be me, yeah.
Exactly.
But I heard that the creator of the show wrote the show with this character with you in mind.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I found out that he specifically wrote it for me, season 3. I always knew I was his first choice. When after I got the role, we talked, and he's like, yeah, you were my first choice. But season 3, he kind of I don't remember how I found out. We were having a conversation, and he was like, yeah, like, the show, I guess, had gone through different iterations over the course of years, and he's just like always, because I knew him before the show, and he's always had in mind me for this specific part. And I was like, oh yeah, I had no idea. He's like, what do you mean? I told you that. I always told you that. I was like, no, you never told me that.
So you auditioned for the role thinking that you might not get it.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was like, it's the normal process. You read this, like, oh, this feels like very like me. Oh yeah, you know, like I could get this role, but then there's also 1,000 people who look like me who also will get this role. And I was like, wow, I'd like really walk this tightrope and I got it. And I was like, oh, that's sick. No, he had me in mind.
Yeah, you're like, yeah. So he wrote it for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were crushing it. How do we set up what's happening in season 4 of The Bear?
I don't know. What we can just show the clip.
Yeah, we could.
show
I
a
kind of want to
clip.
know a little, get in there a little bit. By the way,
Okay.
I'm loving your hat, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Space camp?
Yeah.
Have you ever been?
No, I wish I did. I never went to space camp. I found this at a thrift store in Chicago. And growing up, I always wanted to go to space camp. This is a funny thing. I never smoked cigarettes in my life because when I was 6, you said you haven't either?
I never smoked cigarettes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Look at us.
Yeah, look at us. 2 clean-cut dudes. I can't do it.
Yeah. And I remember when I was 6, someone told me that if you smoke a cigarette, you can't go to space. And I don't know.
Oh my God, it wasn't Elon, was it?
No. But I didn't want to be an astronaut. I just didn't want to take that option off the table.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that is so fun, man. That's so cool.
Yeah, and then you get older and you realize that's a lie, and you're like, I've missed the ship. I can't start smoking at 25. You look stupid.
But you can still go to space whenever you want, man.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, let's do it. All right, next time. That's goals. All right.
Yeah.
I want to show everyone a clip. Here's Lionel Boyce in season 4 of The Bear. Take a look.
Yo. You good?
You ever feel like you're stuck in the same day, like over and over again?
Like Groundhog Day?
Yeah, like you can't get to tomorrow.
I have before.
Yeah, what'd you do? Like, how'd you fix it?
Started working here.
I tried that.
Come on, Lionel Boyce, everybody! Season 4 of The Bear premieres June 25th on Hulu. We'll be right back with a performance from Keke Palmer. Stick around.